new reason to buy more.
Or as Sarah said this morning, what are people buying at Home Depot?
It confuses me, but I go back to what Terry Lundgren, the CEO of Macy's, said on Squawk Box last week during the Macy's report. He said they're spending on home improvement, they're spending on autos. It's our turn to spend on apparel, and potentially the tide changing you saw in those results. We also got the CPI, Consumer Price Index, flat after a few months of improvement, so that was disappointing. It's not an economy on fire, and that was mostly due to gasoline, also lower grocery prices, which is a theme we've been talking about. Higher prices at restaurants, lower prices in the grocery store, people eating at home.
Well, I mean, really, the outlier, too, is healthcare expenses. Medical is really driving core CPI up. Core CPI 2.2% year over year.
There's the opening bell, and then look at the S&P at the bottom of your screen. At the big board today, it's Colgate celebrating its 25th anniversary. And at the NASDAQ, the United Overseas Bank, headquartered in Singapore, offices in 19 countries and territories. Speaking of healthcare, Aetna is going to be a story today, pulling back from public health exchanges, joining what the likes of UNH and Humana have already done. They're going from 15 states down to 4. They cover about almost 1 million Americans. There's now a county in Arizona that stands the chance of not having a single exchange provider provide insurance, which obviously is how the ACA's mechanics basically work. That would be a very much larger political story, but Aetna, of course,
no, exactly. I mean, these companies have kind of, to varying degrees, tried to commit to this marketplace, and then one by one have either reduced their commitment or pulled out altogether. Obviously, I think there's probably broad consensus that there are tweaks to be made. You have to do something to the reimbursements and incentives, but the private companies are not going to wait around for the fix.
As expected, a pretty ugly open for Hain Celestial, ticker symbol HAIN, H-A-I-N. This after the company and the after hours yesterday put out a release that they're going to delay their earnings report for the fourth quarter and the full year because of some accounting questions on how they recognize revenue. Also, they're doing an internal review, and by the way, they say they will be missing their full year guidance. A slew of downgrades on this stock from the likes of SunTrust, Piper, Barclays, Wedbush, Bernstein suspending coverage, and others. Clearly, the visibility or lack thereof and the uncertainty is going to weigh on this stock. Everyone's wondering, guys, whether this is a one-quarter phenomenon, how far back this is going to take them on restating earnings, and when they're going to actually put out this release.